Okay, so you walk into a casino and you have $1,000 cash that you're willing to spend, okay? You're feeling lucky. You go to the roulette table, you put it all on red, and you win. And now you've got $2,000. But it's still early in the night. So you play a few more games of blackjack, you play some slots, and you lose a few dollars over the rest of the night, and you leave, and you've got $1,600 in your pocket. Here's my question to you. Did you make $600 or did you lose $400? I'd like you to go into the comments and put your answer, and don't look at anybody else's answer. Just put your answer and we'll get back to it at the end of the video. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tom. I make real estate content mostly on the city of Toronto. I do run a real estate team here as well. And if you like this type of video, please give me a thumbs up. I really would appreciate it. Also, if you have not subscribed already and you want to join pretty darn cool community, if I don't say so myself, hit that red button. I'd appreciate it. And final thing here before we get into the interest rates and the news and everything that's happening, if you are interested in what's going on in the Toronto market, you want to book a call with myself or somebody on my team, we have buyer consultation, seller consultation, or a call to chat about the real estate market. You go into the first link in the description. All right, so I don't actually want to spend a ton of time in this video talking about the fact that rates went up again because we all kind of knew it was happening. And if you're coming back and watching my content, you're probably a real estate junkie like me, where you're really tracking things happening every single day. And I always know on days like this that the public is going to be sent a message, and we have to figure out what type of message is going to be sent and who's going to be saying it. I had 3 reporters reach out to me today. I could only do one of them because I was booked up with appointments, but they're all asking, okay, sales are going down, prices are going down, interest rates are going up. What's going on here? And throughout today, tomorrow morning, and the rest of the week, you're going to see a lot of headlines that make things look very scary. And I want to talk about today what this all means. So how did we get here, right? So we started the year with the Bank of Canada overnight rate at 0.25. As of today, it is 1.5. Pre-pandemic, it was 1.75. So we're almost back to where we were before the world changed. And there's a few groups of people that this will affect, but it'll affect them in basically different ways. If over the last 2 years you have not bought or sold property and you've just lived in your property and you're thinking about buying and selling moving forward, you're probably not really affected that much, because even though rates have gone up and prices have come down, you haven't bought or sold. So as long as you are buying and selling in a similar market in a short period of time, you're probably not going to be affected that much, because any gain or loss would have been relative. But there are going to be a group of people that are affected, and I put them into 2 different categories. The first category is on the purely financial side. They have a variable rate mortgage that isn't static, meaning their payments are going to go up moving forward, or they have a HELOC on their property and the payments on that would also go up. On the other side, you have the purely emotional. These changes don't affect them because they have a fixed rate, or maybe they have a variable, but they're fine with the increases in payments. But they bought a property in February or March before all these increases happen. And now what they're seeing on their same street, depending on market, in the city of Toronto, probably a similar home selling for 5% less. But you go to Brampton, you go to different areas outside the suburban markets, you're looking at properties selling 25, 30% less than you paid. Like, that's going to hit you on an emotional level. But I think it would be foolish to say that this won't impact the market, because it absolutely will. Emotionally, financially, some people were over leveraged, and now they're going to have to sell properties or liquidate properties, and that's going to bring more inventory to the market. But one of the reasons why prices are dropping and sales are dropping isn't actually because there's been that many new listings. It's the rollover listings from the previous month. Now that not everything is selling, only half the properties or 30% of the properties are selling, you have the leftover inventory, and that's kind of building up here. And as we head into the next 3 months, we will absolutely be in a balanced market. But what are the next 3 months going to look like? Okay, this is going to be the transition zone. From June 1st until the end of August, sellers and buyers and real estate agents and appraisers and banks and everybody don't really know what their property is worth, right? The market's going to dictate that. But it used to be easy, because you could look back at previous sales on your street, and when prices go up, it's pretty easy to figure out what your property might be worth in that type of environment. But in the environment we're at now, where prices are falling off a bit, some people are in positions where they need to sell. And then their sale becomes the comparable on the street, and now you're worth what they're worth. But then when prices drop slowly every single month, it's like, at what point are you selling, and what's your property actually worth? And these next 3 months are going to be confusing for a lot of buyers and sellers, because it's very hard to look at any data that we have and make an absolute conclusion of what a property is worth, because we don't have enough new data and all the data is changing on a week by week basis. Saying all of that, I think once the interest rate increases stop, and I'm not the one that knows when that's going to happen, they probably go up again in July. But once they stop, let's say by September, and we kind of cool down here and we're used to the newer rates that we have, the fixed rate's going to be over 4%. The variable rate, could touch 4% if rates keep going at this point, and we're used to it. I think that's when the market will get back to normal. And normal doesn't mean that prices rise. It just means we'll have enough actual data to look back and go, okay, well, over the last month, at the end of August, heading into September, we had enough recent sales that we can say with almost certainty, okay, well, this is what a property is now worth. But these next 3 months, they're going to be fun. I'm excited for it as someone that's in the industry and sells properties, because, not every house is selling anymore, and you have to be creative and you have to have a wow factor if you're going to be the property that sells on the street, and you have to be ranked number 1 out of the 10 competitors in your area if you want to be the one that sells. Final thought, and I can tell you, I had this discussion with my team this week. Every property we list moving forward is going to be a real price, because offer dates really do not work when we have a more balanced markets. Buyers are not willing to play that game. And frankly, it's going to be a nice change of pace. I'm actually really looking forward to it. There will be some people that bought in February that are not liking what they're seeing right now, but I hope when they bought, they got some type of advice or watched one of my videos over the past 3 years that said you buy long term, you buy and hold. And who knows what the future is going to hold? All I know is over the last 40 years, the city of Toronto has almost doubled in price every 10 years. Some markets outside Toronto have doubled in price in the last 2 years. So if you owned a house in Guelph, right, that's your $1,000 walking to casino, and it had doubled and you had $2,000, and now it's down to only $1,600. Did you win money? Did you lose money? I guess it's all based on perspective. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really, really do hope you found it valuable. My name is Tom Storey, and remember, home is where your story begins.